Hello guys, and welcome to this new video in which we are going to configure OSPF multi-area, and we are going to start with this topology that I have already cable in. I have not configured any interfaces yet, and I'm also on another different video. I'm going to do OSPF and EIGRP distribution, and that means is that it's going to translate an OSPF to an EIGRP and an EIGRP to an OSPF. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with that. And let's start with router 1. Let's configure that. Make it bigger so you guys can see. Enable config terminal. Let's do first a host name, router 1. Let's do a like this. Now what we could do is also let's configure that interface. Gigabit/1 IP address. It's going to be 10.1.1.255.255.255.0. Now shutdown. And now let's move up and keep going. Let's go to router. It's going to be router 2 actually. Let's make it R2. It's good. Now right here, enable config config terminal, router 2 as the host name of it. Okay, and also let's also do that. Well, let's do that EIGRP later on. Let's just go to router 2, and first let's do an interface loopback 0, and the IP address is going to be 1. Let's make it 2.2.2.2, and I'm going to use that loopback address to assign it to the OSPF router ID. Okay, exit out of here. Interface gigabit 0/1 IP address 10.1.1.1.2. Now shutdown. Okay, let's exit. Router OSPF1 network 10.1.1.2. And oops, never mind. We have to do on this side, we have to do EIGRP as well. So we have to actually go to 0/0 and configure this IP address 10.1.2.1. Now shut down. Now we can exit router. Well, let's do all the OSPF at the end. Let's just configure the interfaces and the host names and the loopback addresses. Config terminal, interface loopback. This one is going to be IP address. It's going to be router 3 and 255. And now what we need to do is exit interface gigabit 0/1. Okay, and on this interface we are given an IP address of 10.1.2.2. Now shutdown. Let's see. That one. Why is it not coming up? It's not coming up because I assigned the wrong IP address to this interface. This is supposed to be 10. IP address 10.1.1.2. Configure the wrong IP address. It overlaps with gigabit. Yep, so we have to go. I think I put on the wrong one. Let's see, this is 1 and this is 0. Did I do it right? Let's see. I'm getting confused a little bit. So 0 is supposed to be .1.1.2.1. So let's go here. Let's do no IP address. Let's go to 0 again. Let's give it now. Now it's working. No errors. Let's go here. So let's see. 0 is, it's not that one. So okay, that's wrong again. Sorry for that. No IP address. And let's do no IP address for both of them. No IP address, since I'm getting confused. And now let's go to this one, which is gigabit 1, which is this one. IP address 10.1.1.2. Still overlapping with gigabits. /0 for some reason. So if we just copy this and go to /0, paste, just say no. No IP address. Let's say shutdown. No IP address. Let's go to 1. Let's say shutdown. No IP address. IP address 10.1.1.2. 255.255. Okay, now it's not giving me an error. That's good. Now let's go to 0, and that's going to be IP address of 2.1. Now shutdown. Okay, and now shut down this one as well. Okay, that's good. Let's see. All right. So let's go over here, and I put this one on the wrong one as well. So what we could do, copy this, shut down, no IP address. Now you say no IP address. Now let's go to 0/0, which is this one right here. I was getting confused with all of them. 10.1.1, 10.2.2. Shutdown. And now we can go to 0/1, and that's going to be IP address 10.1.3.1. Now shut down. Okay, this is good. This is good as well. Let's give it a, I think I configured the loopback address already. Okay, of 3. Now let's give it a host name. Router 3. Now let's move up to router 4. Let's put this router 4. Great. Now let's go to router 4. Enable apps. Okay, now let's move up to router 5, since I did an error, and that's going to take a while for that. host name, router 5, interface loopback 0, IP address, interface gigabit 0/0/0, IP address 10.1 dot, is it .4? Yep, .4 for this one. .4 .2. Now shut down. Now let's go back to router 4. Enable. And first let's configure this IP address and then this one, since I already copied it. But let's also do that IP address for router 4, or that host name for router 4. Config host name router 4, interface loopback 0. Okay, IP address 4.4.4.4. And now exit, interface gigabit 0/1. So 0/1 is going to be on this one, and it's going to be 10.1.3.2. Address 10.1.3.2. Now shut down. Now let's go to this interface, and that's going to be .1. Now shut down. Okay, so we have all this configured. Now we have to configure this interface on router 5. Interface gigabit 0/1, I believe. 0/1, yep. And let's do an IP address. Paste that there, 255.255.255.0, and this one is going to be .5.1. Now shut down. Let's go to the last router, which is router 6, and this one has the loopback address already. That's good. Let's configure this loopback address here too, and the host name. Enable config terminal, interface loopback 0, IP address, that. Say no. Okay, that's good. Exit. Interface gigabit 0/1, I believe. Let's see. Yep, 0/1. And IP address .5.2. Okay, now shut down. Alright, so we have all the interfaces configured. Now what we have to do is configure that OSPF. And for this one, we have to configure exit out of here, router OSPF, product ID of 1. The network that we need to add is 10.1.1.2.1, and then .0 area. This area is area 1. That's good. Now the router ID is going to be 2.2.2.2, which is the loopback address that I configure somewhere. If we're not sure, we can do show IP interface brief, and here it is, the loopback address. So that's good. We have to do the same on this router, and this router needs to have area 1 and area 0. And it froze on me. It's not working. Let's open it again. Okay, here we go. So So let's do area 1 and then area 0. So router OSPF first ID of 1, the network 10.1.2.2, area of 1, the other area is 0, it's going to be .3.1, the router ID is 3.3.3.3, exit, and you can see now that it is loading. That's great. Now let's do it on this side, and we need to do area 0 and area 0. Okay, that is the backbone. So exit, router OSPF first ID of 1, network 10.1.3.2, area of 0, the other area is the interface at 1 for the 1, and this area 02, and now this is the router ID, which is router ID of 4.4.4.4. Great, so these areas are working. So now let's do this router, which needs to be on area 0 and area 2. Go ahead and do that. Put on this side so you guys can see it, what I'm doing. Exit, router OSPF first ID of 1, the first network needs to be 10.1.4.2, wildcard mask, area of 0. And now the next one is area of 2, and it's .5.1, which is this side right here. You can see it is loading, and now router ID of 5.5.5.5. Great, now let's do this one, which is the last one, and we only need to do one area for that one. Exit, router OSPF first ID of 1, network 10.1.5.2, area of 2. Get a minute so it can load that OSPF. Good, loading. Now let's do the router ID of 6.6.6.6. Let's end it. Show IP routes. We should have all these routes, and here it is. We have all these areas now. We are able to access that 1.2, which is this one, through this interface. That 1.3 via the same interface. That 1.4 via this interface, the same one, and this one are directly connected. So we're now using OSPF, and we're using AI or IA, which stands for Multiarea. You could probably find it somewhere on here. Let's see if we can find it. Here we go. IA, no, not that IA, the capital IA. Right here, OSPF inter area. Okay, so from here I should be able to ping all those interfaces. So I should be able to ping this interface right here, ping 10.1.2.1. Great, .2.2, .3.1, .3.2. Oops. So as you can see, everything is working. So on the next video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to configure EIGRP on this interface and this interface, and then I'm going to translate those routes so the OSPF can reach this interface, which is EIGRP, and it's going to translate it. Okay, so thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.